Welcome back to another episode of The Golden Impact. Y'all know we getting back on the consistent train, okay? We here, we back to back every week. Make sure y'all let us know how everything is going. Leave a few comments below. Who y'all want to see next? What entrepreneurs you need on the channel, guys? Because today, when I say today, we are talking with Miss Bella Bomb, okay? Billionaire Bella, the big one, never the little, okay? And being the bomb is very intricate. It takes time. It's wealth. It's luxurious. So, where do you come from?
I am born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. My parents, my mom, she's American. My father, he's Nigerian.
Okay.
But yes, I'm a Brooklyn baby all the way.
Yes. Being from New York, being from Brooklyn, shout out BK, shout out all the guys
from the East.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. How did you really get started with everything?
So being born and raised in Brooklyn, I got started with everything that I currently do now. Based off I would say my childhood. So things I experienced growing up.
Hello, we're in New York, land of the dreams. Bella, who are you? What did you do? You are the bomb. Why are you the bomb?
Well, I'm the bomb because, I was saying, with my childhood, I've just witnessed different things. So it's I always knew I wanted better. I always knew I wanted more for myself and for my family. So that's definitely a big one. So one thing that was really instilled within me was financial literacy and the importance of financial literacy, because I feel like growing up, I didn't really have it. I didn't have it, and neither did my parents. We faced different things as a family, different trials and tribulations, where it was if we had, because of the lack of financial literacy, we suffered. And if we had it, and if we knew better, or if my parents knew better, we could have gotten ourselves out of situations. Life would have been a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I really learned the importance of that, financial stability, financial freedom, financial literacy, just really understanding and knowing the value of money.
And that's not even uncommon. I mean, especially with our parents' generation, it seems as if we have a lot more knowledge now and a lot more information. It's all right, so what are we doing with that information?
That's a fact.
So, just growing up, and just to tell your story lightly, so maybe somebody out there can kind of connect to who you are, how did that really shape you to know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur or a businesswoman, as opposed to, hey, I see this dream job on TV, a veterinarian or a fighter. What made you choose the route you're in?
So I chose my route. I feel it was in me. It's not on me. It's in me, because literally I've been around entrepreneurism. I've had this entrepreneurism mindset since I was young. I remember being 5 years old, and me and my next door neighbor, we had, what are those colored papers called?
The colored papers?
The
construction papers?
Construction papers. We had construction papers. We would literally draw, scrabble on the construction papers. And we were saying it was art. And we
Picasso.
Yes, we was calling it art. So we would say we're selling it for $2. And we were selling our construction paper art for $2 to just the pedestrians that was walking in front of our houses.
Yes.
And I feel that's something that really always sticks out to me. And because I'm wow, I really was this since young, and I was at the age of 5 years old. Right. So I was doing things like that. And then it really played a role into my actual life. Overall, when I was in high school, I started selling cookies, and I would say, what grade was that? 9th grade?
Girls got cookies.
I was selling cookies in 9th grade. I think, did it start in 9th or 10th? I think it started in 9th grade. First, I was selling cookies just to sell them because I saw other people selling them, and I was okay, we could sell food. Yeah. Right. And I was selling cupcakes and things like that. That was going off. Then I really went off with my cookies. So what I was doing, I was buying cookies right from the supermarket, and I was going to school telling people my grandmother made these cookies.
No, you was not.
But I really got started with that because I had broke my cell phone, and I knew I couldn't go to my father to get it fixed, because I knew at the time he didn't have the money to fix it. And it was I didn't really want to have to come to him. And ask him for it either,
Yeah.
you know. I already know everything that I was going through with my family, like everything my family was already going through. So I'm like, I don't like, that's a burden. That's an unnecessary burden. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's not significant, like fixing a phone. So I went ahead and I started selling cookies so I could fix my own phone, and you know, he'll never know that it was even broken.
I'm responsible.
Yes,
I'm selfless. Right. Yes. Absolutely.
Exactly. So that's what I started doing. And I think within a week, I made the money to fix my phone. I was making anywhere from like $50 to $75, sometimes $100 a day.
Wow.
Selling cookies, and I did that for my all 4 years. Like it wasn't like it was so crazy because I started with the reason I'm doing it is to fix this phone. But then after I got the phone fixed, it was like it didn't stop. Like, you know, like that was really my first taste of like, you know, money. I never had a job. Did I? No, ninth grade. Like 15 years old. I never had a job.
Right. Working papers just around the corner. Didn't even get it yet.
I didn't even get it. So yeah, that was like my first taste of like money and, you know, being able to do what I want with my own money and, you know,
that control, that stability.
Yeah, I just kept selling for all 4 years. I got known in my high school. I went to fashion industries, guys. So I got known in my high school as the cookie lady. The teachers knew me. The students knew me. Every student in every grade knew me. The deans knew me. Like everyone knew me. And it was definitely as the cookie lady. Like I had teachers, they would buy a whole box of my cookies because they're like, oh, I'm going to a party. Like,
right.
Do you have this? So,
not the Chips Ahoy from Pathmark.
It was
I'm just kidding.
It was baked cookies.
Look.
They were really delicious, and I had flavors. I had M&M chocolate chip. I had chocolate crunch, and then
you got the variety.
Yeah, and then I had sugar cookies.
I like that. Really selling water to a whale. I like that.
Yeah. So that is what really got me introduced to like that entrepreneur field, and it didn't stop. Like from there, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. After that, I had started my business called Bella Balm, and I literally was in school. I had bought some glasses. Like I bought like maybe 4 glasses from some cheap online store.
This is while you were still in high school?
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I think, either 10th or 11th grade. I think it might have been 11th grade at this time. And I had bought some glasses from some store. And a girl came up to me and she was like, oh, I like your glasses. They're really nice. I was like, thank you. She was like, did you make them just like how you make your cookies? And
so how many businesses?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I made them. Look. No, because
marketing 101.
I thought she was trying to be funny.
Right. Like, let me keep you.
So I'm like, yeah, I made them. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then like that was it. So then later on, I went to my friend. I'm like, Janaya, tell me why like some girl came up to me asking me, did I make my glasses? Like I made my cookies. And then she was like, you should start selling glasses. That's literally what she told me. And I was like, you think so? She was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay. Yeah. And I got to it. And I created a whole entire eyewear line. And it started just from that one moment.
Right.
It grew into an entire eyewear line, and I started selling eyewear, lashes, and I had like a few like accessories for females. It was a female brand.
Yeah.
And it was nothing basic at all. Like at first it was basic. I was going to like the regular wholesale districts in my area because I went to school in Manhattan. So I would just like after school, I would walk down to the wholesalers, go to different vendors, look at different glasses that they have. I'd be like, okay, I like that. That's how I winded up getting my like a seller's permit, starting my LLC and all of that. Because in order to do business with these companies, you have to be legit, exactly, and you have to be a structured business. So that's how I ended up getting all those things in place and like actually really learning how being a business owner and operating in a business.
That's beautiful. It sounds like one experience can take you so far as long as you let it, as long as you just join the ride, right?
Yeah, literally.
Like, I mean, those lashes popping. Is that Bella?
Oh yes, guys, these are Bella Balm mink lashes. If you guys didn't know. So right now, currently, Bella Balm is not active right now. I have it we have it closed, but I am planning on bringing it back out. Something completely different than what's out there. Like it's gonna be very different. I'm excited for it because it's not really something you see in New York. So
that's different because you see everything in New York. So it's not something you don't see in New York.
It's something that's gonna be extremely unique.
Right.
I've been writing this out for years in like my journals. So
when you write stuff down, it's magnificent. Okay, because basic and bomb don't go together.
There you go.
Okay.
And you see, it really like. It was with me for a long time. Like from that moment, that's when Bella Bomb got created. I miss Bella Bomb. So that's when it got created, and it was that thing.
Right.
I definitely recommend when you start a business, go all out and put your best foot forward always, because you never know who's watching, and you never know who's watching, but that one thing can take you to a whole nother level. So when you come in just half-assing, you ain't never gonna get the results that you want. Out of it. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get half-ass results. So
wow, I love it. And we didn't even touch the business segment yet, and already gems, lifestyle, just encouragement. Y'all already know what y'all get with the Golden Impact. We impact lives all day. So now, just to bring your attention, because I know y'all see that big word up there, opulent. Like, what's that? Where does Opulent Academy come from? Where did that name build from? It's very powerful and it definitely suits you. So tell the audience a little bit about it.
Opulent Academy, that's my second baby. That's the second business I ever created. And that's actually like my financial literacy business. So the word Opulent Academy, how I came up with that name, it's the story behind that one too.
Yeah, let it out. Because y'all know y'all want to hear it. I want to hear it. We want to hear it.
So the story behind that one is, so at the age, this is before I even got to high school. When I was like 14 years old, so I'm in 8th grade. I had came up with the name Opulent Society. That was like, you know how on Facebook you can put, you have the brackets. It's like your Facebook name, and then you have the bracket. Yeah, so I wanted to put something in my bracket that was like luxury or, something high end. So I don't know, the word opulent came to me, but I actually looked it up. So I'm like, okay, so opulent actually means abundance of wealth, luxury, rich. So I'm like, okay, that's it. That's me. That's what I want for myself. And so I had put that as my Facebook name. It was Opulent Society. So my Facebook name at the time was Niecy Stays Forever. So Niecy Stays Forever. And then
the Facebook names, bro. No, dead ass.
Yeah, and then it said Opulent Society. So when I was younger, I wanted to come out with a clothing line. And me and one of my friends, we was like, oh, we're going to do it together. And I gave the clothing line the name Opulent Society. So, but we wound up never doing anything with that. Like it wound up never being enough. I had made a website, all of that. And yeah, I was getting to it at a young age.
Yeah, absolutely. And partnerships are hard, especially if you're the one that already, has that determination. It's got to be somebody that's either more or meet you to that match to really get it going,
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're going to give it the name Opulent Society. We're going to come up with a logo. It was going to be a lady with some lips and smoke coming out her mouth in the letter S. Like, yeah, I had...
It's kind of fire.
So we came with a lot, but we wound up never doing anything with it. Nothing came to pass. So it was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then time came forward. So then as I got into the more financial field, credit field, because at the age of 19, that's when I had became a licensed real estate agent. So when I did that, that's when I got really introduced into the finance world. And I learned about credit, and I learned about, financial literacy, money, things like that. So once I had started learning about credit, it was like, the way I got into the credit industry, it was more like it was an MLM. It was an MLM company, and that's multi-level marketing. So I didn't really like it because it was like, I didn't really like it. It was just something that was introduced to me because I was a realtor. So someone like introduced it to me as a realtor, like, oh, there's some, but I didn't like that. So I wanted to really get into something where I'm able to provide people real results, and, change their lives. And I started with my parents fixing their credit on my own and things like that. And I was getting them results. And then after that, it was like, okay, I want to actually turn this into something, to a real business.
How do you do that? Like, how do you help fix your parents' credit? Some people's parents, they don't really want them in their finances, in their business, and they, person. How did you do that?
So I started with my father, then I went to my mother, and I was basically, what did I even tell my dad? I was like, I'm learning. I want to learn how to fix credit. Like I was like, I want to learn how to fix credit. I know with credit, like, that opens a lot of doors. So many, great things. I was still learning about it at the time. So based off my research, like I know the type of doors it could open. I know that could help us, get into the real estate investing field and things like that. So, I explained to him what I wanted to do, and he was just like, okay, like he was very open to it, and that's one thing I'm actually very grateful for, because like my father, he actually believed in what it is I wanted to do, and he let me try whatever it is. Like his credit was bad, so it's like it can't get worse. It can't be worse than this, like so I actually tried. I was up doing my research. I had the printout of his credit reports. I'm highlighting items. Like I was doing it all. And he was getting results. Things was coming off his credit report. And then I started with my mom. My mom, she's just like, go ahead, like, because
she already seen it.
Yeah, so she's like, go ahead.
Focused. Yeah, that's tough.
That's when I made it a legitimate business, and I started taking on clients. And then as I was taking on clients, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting them results. So now it's like time to actually create this LLC. So now when it was time for me to create that LLC, Opulent Society, that was the original name of my business. Right. It was going to be the Opulent Society. When I first got into real estate, I had already got a domain for the Opulent Society. I got a business email address for the Opulent Society. So I was already like, it's like slowly it was already making its way to me, because when I first got into real estate, I had no idea I was going to get into the credit business. I had no idea I was going to wind up getting into that space. But the Opulent Society, like that's something I started when I was 14. So it was like, okay, that's what I'm going to use. Like, I don't know, I guess like for real estate, I don't know why I made that business email, but it's still my business email to today. Yeah. But I went ahead and tried to apply for it, and the name was taken. And it got taken 2 months before I wanted to apply for it. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I was so hurt. So after that, I'm like, okay, so what can I do next? What name could be next? And I'm like, well, I already know what my goals are in the future. Like I had a whole premonition at the age of 18. Like my long-term goal is to open up a school. So I'm like, okay.
A school for what?
For entrepreneurs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's either gonna be like, oh wait, I don't know how to talk about it yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, that was one of her questions, y'all. We was already gonna ask her about her dream, because opulent, that has to come with the dream. Like that's not just a word you throw out there. You know what I mean? It has to have some backlog to it, some ambition, some future. That's so Raven, It's like So look at you.
Exactly. So it was so crazy. It was either gonna be academy or I think university, but I chose academy. And opulent, it stands for exactly what it is I want to do, like what it is I'm trying to create in other people's lives. So like I told you, then the word opulence, it means abundance of wealth, abundance of luxury and rich. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want for my people, for people who come into this academy. This is what the end goal is, to create wealth, and not just wealth for yourself, but wealth for your family and for generations after you.
To come, blessings. We love to hear it, because opulent, that it made us look up the word. Like you gotta learn something new every day, right? People put you in different positions in different places to just learn more. Like we are just so grateful that you came out.
Thank you.
Yes. I mean, what services? I know you said that it started as your financial literacy, but what services do you provide when it comes to your business?
So the services that Opulent Academy provides is we have one credit repair. That's our biggest service. After that, we have business funding. We also do business formation. So that's actually getting your LLC registered with the state, and not just registering it, with the Secretary of State, but actually having it structured out properly. That way you can walk into these banks and receive funding for your business right after. So we have credit repair. LLC formation plus structuring, business funding, and then we also educate and teach about Airbnb. We have one-on-one mentorships. And yeah.
So how does one get into the Airbnb realm?
So getting into the Airbnb realm, there's actually different ways you can get into that space. You have the first one, you can have a house that you own. You could basically share a portion of your house, whether it's a room, whether it's the basement and you fix it up, or whether it's an upstairs apartment, you have a multifamily house. You can go ahead and list that on Airbnb or other short-term rental platforms and, start creating an additional stream of income.
Right. House hacking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Shout out MG Mortgage Guy. Yeah.
So that's one way. You also have rental arbitrage. That's my personal favorite route. Rental arbitrage, you're basically renting out somebody else's place, whether it's a house, their apartment, or renting out an apartment in a building complex, and you are taking that apartment and you're renting, and then you're going to go ahead and rent it, sublet it on Airbnb platform. So now your goal with that is to basically make profit. You're only doing rental arbitrage to make a profit on top of your rent.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then there's some people out here, like, they're renting an apartment, but they have another room and they're trying to just basically live free 99. And you can go ahead and put your room up on Airbnb as well. And you can start, you can start making money. And not only you can one, pay for your rent. So now you're living rent free and that's not coming out of your own pockets. You have your Airbnb tenants, your short-term rental tenants that's paying for that. And then you also have another one of my favorite, co-hosting. So that's basically similar to property management, where you are managing or overseeing other people's properties, other people's Airbnb listings, and you don't have to invest a dime. So you're not paying first month's rent or security deposit like with rental arbitrage. Right. You're not paying a big down payment like you would if you were buying a house and doing it. You're not paying to furnish the unit. You're not paying for none of those expenses at all, repairs, anything. You are literally managing and overseeing someone else's property for them for a percentage every single month.
That's lit though. So, it sounds like there's so many options in what you do.
Yeah.
So how does one basically narrow it down to know, okay, I'm going to do this one rather than that one?
So it really depends on that person's preference and what it is that you're able to, what are you able to get in with what you have? Like, where are you able to start with what you have? Exactly. So definitely running your numbers and seeing what makes the most sense for you. Because one thing about this Airbnb space, I got into it without using any of my own money at all. Literally not a cent. Yeah. So I leverage credit. I leverage my business credit at that. So that's also a service. I didn't mention that. That's a service we provide. We help you build your business credit up. So so I leverage my business credit. So now with the business credit, great thing about that is completely separate from the personal. So that means that if I have a credit card, say Chase gave me $10,000 business credit card. One thing about Chase is they have their credit cards offer 0% APR for the first 12 months. So that means if they give me $10,000, I just got an Airbnb. I'll use my first one, for example. So my first Airbnb, I spent $7,000 in total. That included my flight out there. That included my furniture expenses, my first month's and security deposit, my food, my rental car. That included everything. That was my overall trip expenses. Beautiful. It was $7,000 in total for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I used my business credit card. So Chase gave me $10,000. I used $7,000, right? And the best thing about that is the fact that that's what 70% utilization right there, right? But that's not reporting to my personal side. That's only going to report to the business side. So now my personal credit score remains at the 746 that it is, and nothing of my personal got touched. The personal utilization stayed the same. And I'm able to go ahead, spend that $7,000 on the business side because it offers 0% APR.
For the first 12 months.
Right. I'm not paying interest on that. So now I got to invest into something that's going to pay me back every single month passively without having to use my own money and without having to spend any extra money.
It's music to our ears. It's just bringing me back to the Get to the Bag brunch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was amazing.
Y'all should have been there.
You should have been there if you wasn't there.
You're going to have to wait for the recap. Like, simple as that.
Tune into the recap video because the Get to the Bag brunch was something that you shouldn't have missed. So I hope to see you guys next year. Okay?
And the fits and the yay! That is beautiful. And so just with the information you provided just there, like, I mean, you do have something on the up and coming. And we've noticed it. I'm sure a lot of your followers as well as audience noticed a 3-day Airbnb boot camp challenge. What are we doing? Are we writing the map down, the monthly, the days? What is it?
So guys, this 3-day Airbnb challenge that I have going on. So it's actually gonna be a boot camp. It's been me and my guy Ron. So me and my guy Ron, we both got started in the Airbnb short-term rental industry last year. He got started last year, September. I got started last year in November. So it hasn't even been a year for me yet. And we've both literally, we were like helping each other out in the beginning, like, you know, and we both within 1 year, or less than a year, have been able to scale that business up to 5 figures monthly, consistently. So it's like, okay, like, exactly. And it's like, all right, we got this down pat. And it's the fact that we were able to do it leveraging so many other different tactics, leveraging so many different ways. And we're doing it in multiple states. So it's like, this is something that I feel that people need to learn, because this is really what Opulent Academy represents. Like I told you, abundance of wealth, luxury, you know, really instilling financial freedom into everyone, because my biggest goal is for everyone that comes into Opulent Academy is to leave with the mindset of an investor, you know, to understand the value of $1 and to know where you're putting your money into. So when you're spending your money, make sure you're putting it into something that is, you know, bringing you a return that can bring you back more money. So that's really what Opulent Academy is about. And the fact that I was able to do that in less than a year, this is what I want other people to know how to do as well.
Absolutely. Like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps, y'all. Goosebumps. If any of that pertains to you or any of that sounds exactly what you want to do, I mean, where can we connect to you? Where can they reach out to you to get on top of this 3-day challenge? That's what, like 2-3 days away? Like, turn this up.
It's a few days away, guys.
Oh my goodness.
It's a few days away. So you guys can go ahead and text the word boot camp, BOOTCAMP, to 929-531-6044. Text the word bootcamp to 929-531-6044 so you can go ahead and get your ticket to the 3-day Airbnb bootcamp, because this is something you don't want to miss at all.
Yes. And y'all know we are going to be there. I mean, if y'all haven't picked up already, being beautiful young women as real estate agents, as the Airbnb, as multiple businesses, like, you really want to just take every opportunity that you have, because you never know where it will land you. You never know. And so with the Airbnb 3-day challenge, I know you touched on a little bit that you had a one-on-one guidance call that you offer, right?
Yeah.
So how can somebody maybe looking at the one-on-one guidance call that you have and you offer, you know, on an everyday basis, as opposed to the 3-day boot camp challenge that is just 3 days? What's the difference and how can they leverage their time?
So my one-on-one guidance calls, those are really they're a variety. You can learn and talk to me for about 45 minutes, and you'll get to learn a variety of things, whether you're looking to learn about how to build business credit, how to build fix your credit, build your credit. If you want to learn about Airbnb space, if you want to learn about, you know, business in general, how to get your business started, or, you know, you have questions, you need guidance. There's something out there that you're looking to get into and, you know, you just need guidance within the right path. That's what those calls are for. And we go over a variety of things, but we go over whatever it is you're looking to speak on. And that's 45 minutes with me.
That's a lot of minutes.
It is a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
And but I'm not going to be able to teach you everything within that small time period, that small time frame. So the Airbnb bootcamp, me and my guy Ron, we're going in depth, literally teaching you how to start your own short-term rental business from beginning to end, and how to also scale it up to 6 figures. Because not only can we tell you that, we've done it ourselves, you know, in less than a year. So
that is, I mean, but
we
y'all
can talk
see,
about it,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what did Jay-Z say that really stuck with us? He said, it's not about the information, it's about understanding it and who the information comes from. So you see Miss Bella Bomb here, you see her excited, you see her speaking her truth, posting the results with her guy. Like, y'all see this. It's natural. It's authentic. It's filling at least me with abundance and ambition. Like, all right, so what we doing tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like,
for real.
This is real. We are in a space where we can really be on top. We are really on top, or we are really on the way to be on top. It don't necessarily have to be that lonely on top. You know what I'm saying?
It don't. The top don't have to be lonely. Right. And that's why Opulent Academy is here, because we want to bring you to the top with us. Because I'm consistently growing, and my mission is to bring those people up with me, you know, make sure they're learning everything that I was able to learn, and, you know, the knowledge I possessed that was able to change my life, because it did change my life, you know, in such a short period of time.
Listen, okay, net worth. Okay, like, y'all, make sure y'all drop a comment below if y'all enjoyed this episode. If you have an Airbnb, let us know where your Airbnb is at. If you want an Airbnb, let us know where you want the Airbnb, okay, because we are working. Miss Bella Bomb, she has it. Opulent and all. Now, do you have any last touches, last remarks, or any shout outs that you want to give before we head out?
I would love to say, you know, guys, when you're getting into the business realm, the business field, the business industry, no matter what kind of business you're starting, especially when you want to get into the Airbnb business for a fact, it's very good to have full faith in yourself. You know, it doesn't matter how many mentorship courses, classes you take. If you don't believe in yourself, and if you're not executing on anything you learned, you're going to stay in the same exact place. So get rid of that self-doubt, especially if you want to become a business owner, because you have to be able to, one, take risks, invest in yourself, and you have to believe in yourself, because that belief is what's going to carry, that's what's going to build that self-motivation within you, you know?
Absolutely.
It's in me, not on me, because I believe in myself, and that's the only reason why, you know? And I take risks, so...
It's so true, though, because your mind controls everything.
Exactly. And we're talking about mindset as well in the boot camp. That's one of the first things we're going to cover, because that's something that's super important when you're getting into this type of industry, because you're going to be dealing with other people. You're going to be dealing with other personalities. So you need to know how to, one, control your own feelings, emotions, how to think before reacting, and, you know, having that mindset that's just going to keep you pushing forward and not, you know, doubting everything and then wanting to give up. You know, you have to stay motivated.
We don't start businesses to stop.
There we go.
It's not a traffic light. So, Miss Bella Bomb, we want to thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure. Actually, it was the bomb, okay? Kim, nobody watched this episode on the plane. We don't want to get nobody in trouble, okay? But with all the love and support, y'all, support us in the best way you know how. Subscribe, like, comment, and y'all already know. Ding that bell for the next episode. We'll catch y'all real soon. Y'all, 3-day Airbnb boot camp challenge. What's up? Like, T-minus how many days? 3, 2, 1. It's here. It's here.
It's literally going to be here just like that. So make sure you're in that class just like.
Right. Like, not just everybody. Those that are serious. Ready to get real busy. Because you know how sticky it gets. Right?
You know how sticky it gets.
You know you're watching Drake. Thank you for the subscribe.